Hey guys, Mike Saunders here, the Authority Positioning Coach, and I want to take a quick minute and give you a 30,000-foot bird's eye view of the Authority Positioning Roadmap. This is your blueprint to building your authority and getting in front of your target audience with credible platforms, the world's most powerful platforms of podcasting, publicity, and publishing. Each and every one of these steps build upon the next, and I want you to see exactly where you could take your personal and professional brand to be seen as that trusted advisor. Because remember, building your authority is your number one priority. I've put together a little blueprint here, graphic. I'm going to talk through it here, and you'll see how everything ties together. So let's take a look here. So as you can see, in the upper left, it says Retirement Planning Authority. So if you're in financial services, you want to be perceived as that retirement planning authority. And if you notice, the spotlight is shining the spotlight on you. And the first 6 letters of the word authority is author. And that's in blue because we want people to see you as that trusted advisor and that solid foundation of being a published Amazon bestselling author. The I in authority is a podcast microphone. We're using the podcast as your platform to project out your expertise to your target audience. And then if you notice the P where the circle starts and goes around and comes up to the R, public relations, press release, PR. That is the fuel that takes all of these things and gets it out in front of the online news media, ABC, NBC, Fox News, and Google indexes that. So such a powerful way to just take a peek at being that retirement planning authority. And of course, if you're not in financial services, you look at the lower right-hand side, and this is Celebrity Maker. You want to be seen as that celebrity, and the foundation is that book, and you've got the logos of the news media, and you've got the podcast microphone. So this is what we're going to talk through. Typically, this is the first level. So we've got the Google authority. We want Google, your Google resume, when people research you, because they do. SEO is a very expensive proposition. And my contention is most people are not Googling best financial planner in whatever town you're in. So they are Googling your name and your company. When you're referred, you're networking, people at church and Rotary and different of your network is saying, oh, you need to talk to. They're Googling your name and your company. What do they see? Well, typically you're coming in and starting to work with me, maybe doing that first podcast interview on my show, Influential Entrepreneurs. And then I recommended to boost that visibility with a press release. And that gave you a really good insight into how easy and quickly you can speak your expertise and then see that come to life with podcast being syndicated out through ABC, the podcast platforms, Pandora, iTunes, Spotify, right? And then the press release being syndicated out through ABC, NBC, Fox News affiliates. The really neat thing with that is when I show you how to use just that one piece, interview, press release, in your marketing, and the as featured on graphic that shows all of the logos and the ABC and the Spotify and iTunes and NBC and Fox, using that in your website, social media, email signature to be recognized and as a trusted, credible source, right? In your interactions with your prospects and your target audience. You then see a glimpse at what we're doing here. And then we move on up here to the right. And I recommend this next step, which is the Mass Authority package. You need massive authority, and MASS stands for Mini Audio Seminar Series. Well, maybe there's a time and place in the recent past that doing a 2-hour webinar and inviting people on there and teaching and pitching would work. And maybe it still does. But if you, like me, are very busy and your attention span is really quick, people don't have time to sit on a 90-minute to 2-hour webinar and wait for you to unroll the package that you have. So my contention is you use these podcast interviews, 20-minute mini audio seminar series, right? So we do this package of 3. Mass Authority is 3 interviews, 3 press releases. And I coach you on what the perfect topics are that will interest and attract your target audience. And I interview you about the one topic and do a press release. Then interview number 2, the next powerful topic, and so on for 3 interviews. Now, if you notice here, I say Mass Authority times 2. course, you can stop with one package, and that's wonderful. Now you've got 4 interviews, right? The first one we started with in press release, and then 3 new interviews, 3 new press releases. And that is wonderful content. That is a wonderful way to teach and educate your target audience. But for those of you that have a lot to say and maybe a longer sales cycle, people must understand certain things about your business and the way you solve the problems that they are experiencing. So maybe we pick 3 more topics. Because again, if you've got 3, 6, 9 really top topics that people must understand to make a buying decision from you, they're not going to spend the time on a 90-minute to 2-hour webinar to learn it, even though you feel like it's your thing, right? You get excited about it. But let's break it up into 20-minute segments. So if we do a package of 3 and get that working in your business, and we do another package of 3, you've got a spectacular authority positioning portfolio being built. This is the roadmap for building your authority. And my federally registered trademark of authority positioning portfolio, these are the assets that we're building to display that authority. So we go from the mini audio seminar series, that package, Mass Authority. And maybe we talk and we go, you know what? Those interviews have been pretty fun, huh? Pretty simple. What if I launched your own podcast for you? What if it's on the Business Innovators Radio Network that syndicates out through all the top channels, and I manually set up your show to go out to even more premium syndications like Pandora, Spotify, even Amazon Alexa, but about 10 or 12 top premium syndication spots. And I launch it for you. I produce each episode. And more importantly, I teach you how to create episodes that do more teaching to draw on your target audience and to interview influencers and thought leaders and your best prospects. When you give and serve your best prospects, your thought leaders and influencers in your industry, and you're sharing the spotlight with them, and you're giving your time, and you're giving them the platform and sending them the link to the show and some graphics and ways they can promote their business, the principle of reciprocity kicks in. And now the stage is set for you to say, hey, you know what, on that interview we did, I'm glad you liked it. Why don't we connect up for a quick call or a coffee or a Zoom, and we've got some ideas to run by you. Oh yeah, of course. Your podcast will be your best business development tool to close new clients that you've ever seen. It's spectacular. So if you decide to do this, I'm happy to help. And then we move up here from Audible Authority, from the interviews into published authority. Now let's move into a monthly mastermind where I do group masterminds and we talk about how to use all of these assets in your business. We take questions and hot seats. And then we take this, look at this, podcast to publish, thought leadership lead generation book. How would you like if I took the 6 interviews we did in Mass Authority here, your key pillar pieces of content that your target audience must understand? What if I took that and waved my magic wand and poof, you became an Amazon bestselling author without writing a word, custom cover, your name, your picture, your brand, your logo on there, all of the business development links to your website, logos, drawing people into you. And now you have a physical, tangible paperback book in your Amazon account, not mine, yours. You earn all the royalties. But guess what? I don't care if you make $1 off of royalties. You'll make more than that. But what you need to realize is you will use this book as the ultimate business development tool that ties in with your podcast if you so choose to launch your show. But if you didn't choose to launch your own show, we just take the 6 interviews we did on your Mass Authority packages and turn that into your book. And then the last step here would be, if you so chose, now you've got this momentum going, let's pick one time a month and pick one topic to write up a press release and get that syndicated out so that you're constantly out there in Google. Google's indexing this. You're constantly having the NBC, ABC News affiliates online indexing these. And this might look like, maybe you hired someone, maybe you spoke at a conference. Maybe if you did launch your show, you were going to focus the one press release on one of your interviews. Maybe it was a really high level prospective client that you would love to land, and you invite them on your podcast, 20-minute phone interview. You give and serve. You give them the podcast interview and make maybe some graphics and QR codes and a whole promotion package that you're giving to them. And maybe also as part of that one interview is the press release that we write about them being on your show. Could you imagine a high-level prospect, business owner, family that you would love to convert as a client getting that? Now, maybe if it's a family, they're not going to care about coming on your podcast. But if it was a business owner, a thought leader, a prospect that could talk about their vision, their crusade, their passion, could you imagine them getting all of these things handed to them because you invited them to come on your podcast and now they can promote their business? The stage is set for them for you to follow up on the phone or an email or a Zoom call to show them some of the things you do. So I just wanted to show this to you where you can go from being bland through this process, this roadmap, to highly in demand. And this authority positioning portfolio will position you as the trusted advisor with indestructible authority so you get noticed and get clients. Hope you have a great day. Hope this has been helpful for you. And if there's any question that I can help you with in taking your business to the next level, please reach out. You can connect with me at MikeSaunders360.com or authoritypositioningcoach.com. Make it a great day.